I'm not telling you guys to bake yourself. I'm just telling you, you need the sun vitamin. You need sun. Especially during this time of year, it helps clean out a lot of toxins. You have a lot of things that clean out a lot of toxins during the winter months. You have a reboot of the ecosystem. It doesn't go dormant and stuff, and you need to reboot because you're going to go back into dormancy for most of us. If you're not living in a coastal climate with lots of sea breezes and or you don't live in. Most of us can't afford, because of the genocide of economics, afford to live in the mountains and sustain ourselves in the mountains or sustain ourselves on beachfront property. And then when they do come up beachfront property, they put most of us into killing fields in it and earthquake food and shit like that. And so it's just horrible. And brothels and factories of mass murder and sexual exploitation and stuff. And it's been this way since the dawn of civilization. If you go study the artifacts and the historical records and stuff. So it wasn't really civilization. It was a giant sex cult dominance through oppression and threats of violence if you don't capitulate. Okay. And that's why the Hebrews are, goats in Jehovah. And so I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I like that song too. I have this woman in my head. I gotta put, where did my baby go? I wonder where she went off to. They must have really pissed me off, like with Jennifer Lopez's This Is Me Then, and I know I didn't snap John's. I think I still have the CD, but I haven't seen her. Where did she go? Yeah, I wonder where she went off to. Me and John sing differently. Yeah, but yeah, the song that was playing is Where Do We Go? Who knows? I sound more like Johnny Hartman. He don't. So each day gets better. I just can't let her go. She wants to go where the grass is green. It's a good tune. Yeah, no, I don't know how popular that one was. I wasn't listening to the radio. I like Where Did My Baby Go? I like Each Day Gets Better. Save Room, I think, was the big hit right on TV. That was the one he sang on that's a good ass tune. I like that song a lot. Yeah. No, I instantly liked John. I felt a lot of influence from Mr. Hathaway and Mr. Gay, and you could feel the records in the house that inspired this kind of music. And I'm like, dude, I feel you. So I instantly, as soon as I heard him sing on Amy's show. And then I went and I saw his CD to check out at the library there, and when I was talking to Patrick, and I took it home and listened to more of it, and I was like, wow, I really like this kid. Yeah, well, I liked, save room for my love, save room for a moment to be with me. I was like, this is a really good tune, man. This guy's got some he's got some Hathaway and Gay in him. I like him, right? So I automatically just gravitated towards him. I automatically liked him. It wasn't a big stretch. And I also got Mary J. Blige, because, yeah. Well, I like her voice. It's not my fault. She's got a really nice big booty. There's nothing wrong with that. To guys, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. No. I don't know what is the deal with us. That's where we poop, and why are we so? We must be part baboon. I'm just kidding around. No, there's nothing. No, guys. Animals, we're made of the same DNA, and we reproduce the same. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's not an insult. Like I told people at Southwest Airlines, they call a woman a bitch. No, Luna's a good dog, and some of these women, if you call them a bitch, that's insulting Luna, and I'm not going to let that happen. Right? Ralph, it's like, well, don't be selfish and evil, and no one will call you a bitch. But Luna, yeah, she killed Yoshi because she was acting like a bitch. She wasn't being selfish and evil, so they were just doing what animals do, but you're not an animal, you're a human being, right? Do you understand? Save room for my love. Heaven only knows, heaven only knows. Last night was, and then there's again and another again, right? Which reminds me of both my exes with the, the drama at you all. I'm quite sure that white folks don't have the black folks don't have the market cornered on, drama relationships, fights on the subways and, guru. Which is that love? The relationship gets you down in the dumps. I like that one too. Yeah, that's now I'm lovesick. Fights on the train, and yeah, that's one of my favorites of his. I like Lovesick, and Girls Will Be So Good. Yeah, I like ex girl to the next girl. I don't think he's being a bad person in that. It's just, you get with girls, and they try to manipulate you with sex to get you to do. She tried to buy me, even tip me with the hiney, right? So girls try to get you and use sex to get you to do things that you don't want to do it. I don't want to go to that club. I don't want to hang out with those corporate leeches. I don't want to do that shit, right? And that's the whole thing with me my whole life. You get all these people, it's like, oh, no, he could have done anything he wanted. He could have, the actors used to want me to act at Deer Valley. All the thespians wanted me to. Earl, you'd be so wonderful. They just, all the guys, a lot of them were gay and had a crush on me. I understood that, but they wanted me to act. They were like, you're attractive, you're charming, you're charismatic, you tear the stage up, right? No, I talked to Jesus about that when I was a kid, and I thought about being an actor, and it was like Sheldon with Perfect Pitch. No, they do drugs. No, I could not do that to my spouse. What are you doing? Well, it's Angela Bassett. I was getting naked with her and having a sex scene. Why? It's Angie Bassett, honey. Okay. What if I did a sex scene with him? Yeah, I understand. That's Jean-Claude Van Damme. I just got potato chipped. I get it. Yeah. Okay, you jealous? No, I had sex with Angie Bassett last week. I couldn't do that to a family. It's wrong. You don't need to make believe that you're making love to Angela Bassett when she's Courtney Vance's wife, husband. I almost said husband. Well, man up, Courtney. Go shopping and buy fashion clothes. Seriously. Oh, look, it's ready to drive. So yeah, no, man up, man. You don't. Make better choices. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. There's a reason why Earl is the subject of the book of Revelation. Oh, yeah. Where did my baby go? I wonder where she went off to. I miss my baby so. She wants to be where the grass is green. That's the way love's supposed to be. Lord's Prayer first, and that's just me, I'm just that type of person. And I got Lopez in my head, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to go to Santa Fe either. Why? The guest room. I don't want to go back to Cochise County because of the Boatwright bedroom and the trailer park and all the things they did. And I understood right off the bat, and I felt bad because of all the difficult situations I was in. And you feel like you're a monster or a pervert because you don't know how to handle all the situations. And you think, oh, Jennifer Lopez could never want to date me after all that I've been through, right? And you realize the more you get with these people, they're the manufacturers of the whole situation. That your life would have been a lot better if they weren't in the bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen, it's like watching them, this guy's, with, El-Haj Malik El-Shabazz, what was really happening on the Spike Lee movie was he was having prayers with me when the FBI was monitoring him before he was killed. We were having a long period of prayers at different points in time. For me, it was during Islamic Studies class at Arizona State University in 98? I'm not sure. You'd have to ask all the people in the FBI and the genome sequencers at NASA. But I think it was 1998, but for Malcolm, it was in the 1960s. But we both were aware of each other, knew who each others were, and were focusing on each other. I was taking an Islamic Studies class, and Malik was talking to me in prayer, 1322nd Redeemer, when's all this going to end, and when are my people going to be free from all this murder and abuse? And I'm pretty sure he thought, same with Bob Marley, that they both thought I was a black man. Thanks for calling Southwest Airlines. This is Earl. How can I help you? And so when we talked in prayer, because, I'm very comfortable when I hang out with people, that are black, and we talk, and that's how we talk. And so if you don't have a face to put with the voice, you hear the voice. And you go, oh my gosh, he's black. Yeah. He's going to be the DJ from Waiting to Excel, right? I got offered that job. Yeah, I did. I had to turn it down because I couldn't get daycare at night. I couldn't have anybody to watch Patrick, and I'm going to school to be a coach and a teacher because I want to I take care of my coaching, have a good wife, and that won't come until I get a good wife, and Law would have been perfect at it, but they weren't going to let that happen. I had to do everything their way, and in doing so, no, the Mormon Church didn't keep me alive. They just wanted to put me on hold unless I did everything the way they wanted it done, because Rockefeller had corrupted me. And then the left, he's all the corruption in the world, and he did it wrong, and that's why all these assholes are assholes. Instead of self-responsibility, oh, I'm a selfish asshole. Maybe I should stop being one. Yeah, have you read the Bible? Have you read the Quran? Holy jihad, right? So you sit there, and when you look back at it, and so you sit there and try to, Jennifer, what happened praying in that room, not wanting her to go back here, what happened with the manipulation with Amy and Natalie through the Temple Set Illuminati. He's a really bad guy, and he connects these type of people. Would this be happening if you guys weren't studying him and manipulating everything with science, Wi-Fi, and economics? The obvious answer, the evidence proves that no, it wouldn't be. If we were living the Lord's Prayer of Spirit of Earl, year one, like Muhammad said, they wouldn't have been in the bedroom sexually grooming and abusing and manipulating people and say, well, they're descended from the Nazis and the people that were the cause of the Inquisition. And also the people that gave sanctuary to the line of Jesus after the Romans tried to hunt him and kill him down, and ended up in the Iberian Peninsula for a long-ass time until the Inquisition, and kept peace between Christians and Muslims during the occupation. And, just amazing people throughout the years. And were village herders and peacekeepers and avoided the metropolises and lived very long lives. Like with Suzuki, because people avoided them, because they could do what they wanted in the city. It was a different time. People went to the mountains for refuge, and he could live to be 100 and some odd years old, like Abraham back in the day. So that's why it's the 22nd Redeemer. Well, what about all those people that died young in the modern era? Yeah, that didn't happen in Spain, and that didn't happen a lot of times in Germany and stuff. So, there are a lot of times in the mountains where people came for sanctuary with the lonely goat herd. You let it go, just getting around, but you know what I mean? And in Germany, if you lived in out-of-the-way places, it was easier to be turned it up world. Your white husband with your brown wife. If you had hid from the hypocrites and got around the really good people. And you had to be around really good people, and you had to be, Clifton Clowers with a gun and mighty handy with a gun and a knife, and King David and stuff. And they weren't trying to change the cities. They were just trying to give sanctuary to people that weren't, they'd already get the word, they'd already spread the word. They weren't being Amish. Okay. If the child was born in the city, the child, stayed in the city, but the child stayed true to his roots like I do. I was born and lived my whole life in a 50-mile square radius. Like Jesus. He tried to, but when he was in Alexander, they were going to hunt him down to try to kill him, and the parents took him away because he was like he was a little boy who was a threat to the empire. And then they went back to Judea, and they ended up in Nazareth, which is a penal colony where they send everybody to die among the lepers and the whores. And Mary Magdalene is quite an amazing woman, guys. Yeah, she really is. Oh, Oliver Stone's full of shit. He's just a fucking asshole who couldn't, Ridley Scott, Oliver Stone, they're assholes. They got ego problems, and they get together with the best tech and best genome secrets to see how sick these people are. Yeah, you got a camera in our bedroom to keep your money and keep everybody fucking over the money, and we're sick because we want to live the Lord's Prayer. First thing they asked me in Sierra Vista, Clem Allen, what do we got to do to avoid all this bad stuff? Live the Lord's Prayer. It's not time yet. Okay. There's nothing, it's inevitable. Okay, it is absolutely inevitable that eventually drones and robotics technology is going to have to kill the inventors of drones and robotics technologies and the people that are suppressing the true, the good use we can do with quantum computing. Quantum computing can't be manipulated, okay, but it can be contained because it's not God, it's a computer. It can be contained. It cannot be manipulated. You can't get it to do what you want it to do, but you can contain its access so it can't keep you from doing what you want to do with your AI. That's what's happening. Verb, that's what's happening. I can take a noun and bend it, give me a noun. Where, what, when, and how. Do you understand? Who, what, when, where, why? Okay. I like Dionne Warwick too. But guys, life's eternal and grace is infinite. Let's just make sure that the world is a better place for little Harold and Fayard. Smooth as there. I was watching them numbers and like, holy cow! No, those two, man. You see why Joe Jackson was getting Mike and his, he's like, I don't get rich off these kids, and it wasn't. It's not a selfish thing, but the thing about it is when Joe Jackson does it to make his kids the wealthiest kids in the entertainment industry, he's a genius. When my dad does it, he's a pervert. Yeah. Trying to keep us from things that would give us problems from perverts. No, my dad just wanted me to marry inside of the tribe because he didn't want my kids to be persecuted and tortured by tribalism. But you can't, that's why I told him, when I was in North Carolina, no, Dad, it's instant asshole filter. Being married to a black woman is not a problem if the woman can handle the assholes and realize we don't live with the assholes. The problem is when the woman can't handle the assholes and she turns into an asshole, the more assholes attack her and she becomes a bigger asshole than they are. That's when it's a problem. Me and Yolanda wouldn't have had that problem. No. It was money and bullshit, and guys, I was a science experiment. They were genome sequencing. Raquel is from the line of Uriah's people. Yolanda is from the line of Solomon's people. Her cousin Stephanie is from the line of Absalom's people. It was a science experiment. They were genome sequencing because all the stuff they tell you, Lim told me about that. David and his kids, they were sure fucked up, and all the stuff and the incestuous stuff and all that. It was part of their tribalism and it was really difficult to deal with. David was always same with Solomon, and he let all this happen. He was an old man. Okay, can you see when he was young, he could handle every situation, but then as he got older and the kids and they, God damn, you guys are such assholes, man. Okay, when you're 90 and can't keep everybody from fighting and fucking at the bar that you made money off of, like you did when you were 40, you can judge Solomon. But did you ever stand up for the Lord's Prayer without fear to stop the Philistines from turning us all into prostitutes and pimps? Well, then you have no right to judge Solomon or David. Now shut the fuck, Yusef the fuck up. Here's your Joseph Prince. Here's your Joel Osteen. Here's your Joyce Meyer. And here, don't forget the Creflo Dollar. Okay? Fuck you all, right? You're fucking assholes. Okay? And what happened with this, you have to tell the truth about what you feel and what you went through. Like I told the young ladies outside of the Lowe's there. They were so sweet. Okay? If you don't tell the truth about what's going on with your life eternally and you try to manipulate it into a narrative that makes you look, pristine and perfect. And the thing is I am pretty much pristine and perfect. I wasn't the scientist fucking with this shit. Okay? I did not cheat on Raquel. I did not lie to Raquel. I was very upfront and open with her and honest with her the whole relationship. And then she thought she wanted to have the baby and raise the baby with me because I was the best man she ever met. She couldn't because her family wouldn't let her. And it still hurts her to this day because she still has to feel that. The same with Yolanda. And it wasn't her father, it was her mother. Her father would have been like, he's not the next Bill Gates or anything like that, but our daughter couldn't ask for a better husband and a better father. Chief was that way. He was a good person. He was trapped in a bad situation, and he's trying to best survive with the talents he had. He wasn't making it in the music industry, so he had to do his backup plan, which was work on airplanes. He was real good at it. He's a good person. He's one of my best friends throughout time. And you will not talk shit about Roosevelt Gilliard. Okay. We hit it off immediately, instantly. The same with the dyslexic black man that was everybody's favorite left tackle. Shelby Henry. We hit it, he's going to hate you. I was nervous. He saw how I treated Steffi, how I treated Patrick. He saw I wasn't a bigot. He instantly just loved me. And when we went to the store and dad, son, he just lit up everywhere we went. This is my son. He calls me dad. The dyslexic nigger who can't touch white people, that's his son and I'm his dad. Okay? It wasn't a racial thing. It wasn't the bluest of eye. It was everything came full circle. Elvis loves us. And it's people don't you understand. Child needs a helping hand. He'll grow to be an angry young man someday. He loves us. Okay, he believed the song. I believe the song too. I believe Elvis did like and was friends with and really admired, appreciated, and really and thoroughly enjoyed Muhammad Ali. Okay, and liked meeting him, wanted to meet him, and when he showed him what was, yeah, he showed him what. Well, because Muhammad Ali was scared of the people that will kill you in those corrupt, horrible businesses. He was scared for his family's life. He was scared he was going to get murdered like Sonny Liston. He was terrified. Elvis knew about all that shit. The Memphis mob, the Colonel, people going and hitting Jimmy Rogers in the face it's over with a brick, and it was not Elvis. It was his business tycoons that owned him. It wasn't just because Chuck D from Public Enemy is a dickhead like Luther Campbell and has his going off to the rodeo with his pecker in his hand doesn't mean Elvis was a bad person. He was just in a bad situation. And if Chuck D can't understand bad situations by fucked up people asking you for money to live here, he's just not guru enough for the Guru Club. Turtle. Okay. Thanks, Jenny Lenny Lopez. Yeah. She has to come in here. She does that. She's the most resilient little pecan I've ever known. Nice. About to start singing Clyde McPhatter to her. You know you're moving me. Have you ever heard that song by Clyde McPhatter? It's good. It's one of my favorites. My favorites are, Lover Please and Lover's Question. I mean, oh God, those are good songs. Shit, they're good. When Mom bought that, I was like, okay, I see why you like this guy so much. Why are you still hating on Benny King, Mom? Benny King's good, Mom. Benny King's good. Yeah, I know he's good. Yeah, I understand Clyde McPhatter and Benny King are radically different singers. Okay. You got Mr. Honey Sweet, and then you got Mr. Cool, Stand by me, darling, stand. When the night has come, and they save the last dance for me. I love Benny King, right? And so she's like, oh, yeah, Clyde McPhatter is better. And I was like, oh, come on, Mom. You can dance every dance with the guy who gives you the eye and let him hold you tight. Are you serious, Mom? That is one of the best. There goes my baby, Ma. Last dance for me. Hey, come on, Mom. That's not, you don't get much. I don't think Benny King sang Under the Boardwalk. I think it was another brother. I do dig that song, though. La-dee-da-dee-dum. You can almost taste the hot dogs and French fries they sell under the boardwalk down by the sea. Yeah. On a blanket with my babies where I'll be. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun, under the boardwalk. People will be having some fun. Gosh, isn't that fun? Okay. On a blanket with my baby, and then, whoa, yeah, gosh. Yeah, yeesh, yeah, woo, wow. And you never get enough time to take time to make time to be there. No, you don't get enough. Friday night, it was late, I was walking, you never get enough of that. The devil and Satan make sure of that. We're going to keep you miserable so you believe in magic bullshit, magic real estate after the Creflo Dollar of the Joel Osteen Church. And okay, fuck you, fuck me. Okay, twins, Basil. Right? And then you're constantly running around seeking comfort in all this lie and this hell. And it's not tangible. So you need truth. And when you live truthfully, you're empathetic and respectful because you have eternal understanding, and then you're capable of faithful love, and it's absolutely wonderful, marvelous. You don't just look marvelous, you feel marvelous. Okay, because it's not how you look, it's how you feel. Okay. Well, people can poison you to death. People can make you look like Uncle Fester. But how do you feel about yourself? I am brave. I am good. I am smart. Be nice if the help could pull their heads out of their asses and stop making award-winning movies. Okay. I like Toni Morrison too, but don't you think the time of those kind of depressing novels to pull the scabs off the wounds because of sex cult tribalism with the invention of money has gone yonder body bygone days? Let's not return to no William Tell overture here. Make it stop. No cities of gold, right? So when you watch a old guy, when he's reading she's cute, yeah, the one who plays the one he almost marries. Oh, she's pretty. Yeah, she's very pretty. And of course, she's in Hollywood, yeah. And he cuts the thing off a sword and has Zora read it, and let Bernardo see it, And it's cute and it's charming, but people, lest we forget, you forget just how intelligent, because it gets turned into comic books, just in how intelligent David is, and dealing with barbarians that are selfish, that can manipulate the masses with selfishness. And he's heard stories and he's heard fables that he's vicious on the mic and the turntables, And so all this crap, all this Cosmo B from outer space crap, and all this crap to survive more crap, because it's pata time, because we are slaves in our own land of origin, what was given to us by the glory of God to love one another, mitava, so you understand. Okay, once upon a time in India, Lagan, right? So, Bunny by Lagan bygone days. Came inside, thank you very much, namaste. Okay, what are you having tonight? Bacon cheeseburgers. We're having fucking bacon cheeseburgers. Getting freaky on the Sabbath with a bacon cheeseburger, right? Guys, if you're preparing stuff in a healthy manner and it's conducive to the environment, and cows and pigs, cows and pigs, yeah, serve the cow. Connect Muhammad. Understand that Judeo-Christian is very similar. Okay, that you can't go around worshiping animals to have self-righteousness, starve your children to death. That's what Muhammad said about the cow, the pig, with the poor people that were taught how to cure the meat from the Europeans. And so, since you know how to cure the meat and it doesn't cause parasites in your, you have to prepare it properly. And once people understand how to prepare it properly, you don't have the same problems that you had with, the stuff before. Cows and pigs, they have different lifestyles, they have different ways they live, and you have to understand certain measures have to be taken before you can partake of the meat of those animals with cloven hoof, you see what I'm saying? And so you have to understand how to properly deal with like bottom feeders, and how to clean bottom feeders like they do in Japan, where you don't get sick from the shrimp and the other things that eat the stuff that. And you do understand, you fertilize the grapes. In Japan, they fertilize their grapes with their own waste, because a lot of them have healthier waste because they live more organic lifestyles. But if you do it in a city, you probably end up killing the people with the waste, because it's not as healthy. And so, the process is through the food different. And then you got getting salmonella. This is why we're anti-social, right? No one cares what concerns us. The politicians are. I have that on my MP3. Yeah, he was a nice kid. Yeah, smart Alec. He was very respectful. But he's very British. He's very respectful to his elders, and he was quite yeah. He was a nice young man. Yeah, smart Alec. Yeah, antisocial. Some of the other reps, Alan's. I think if he listened to Alan's stuff, he goes, "Oh my gosh, the analytics of that kid are just wonderful." Yeah, he has very good analytics. It was in that no limitations to your mind bullshit, with the head fucking from the wife. He was in Cochise fucking county, man. Cut him a break, right? He was trying to connect to the locals to appease them, to keep them from abusing his mother and his sister and his family with economic abuse, and accept, the hierarchy of the genocidal top decks. And you can't make deals with the devil, no. You tell the technology what to do, like me and the young girls talked about, and the other young man talked about. You don't have technology to do. You're given life by the glory of God. Technology is an invention by a person who denies you the empathy and respect of the life given to you by the glory of God. You tell your technology what you're going to do, what you're doing, and what's right and what's wrong. You don't have people that are doing wrong things with technology come to your house and tell you what you're going to do for their fake ass money. What you gonna do when he says goodbye? What you gonna do when he is gone? So you're having trouble with your romance. We better check it out before it goes, yeah, because you may not be seeing things just the way you should. And you don't recognize what everybody knows, right? Lord Spirit's perfect, and he's the living embodiment of it, right? Because you don't know a good thing when you got it in your hands, right? You got your phone? You looking at this face of this, this cuddly face. I am not Peter Ustinov. He is funny, though. Mom always did love Richard Bass. I got a dirty thumb. He is funny in that, man. Don't you love that? Like, it's my favorite in that movie. Of course, everybody loved Phil Harris, right? Yeah, you know it. Okay. Yep, you know it. That's from Bobby Brown on the Ghostbusters. What was the other one? It was Ronnie. What was that? There was another song. Every Little Step. Okay, that was another. But what about Bobby Brown's Little Bit? That was a good song too. I like Bobby Brown's. Poor kid was a mess. Oh, he was a mess. Him and Whitney are a mess. You don't want to pray connect to this two. You can't get through. There is so much drugs and partying and people tugging them for money and abusing them. It's like Marvin Gaye. It's hard. Those are hard prayer connections. The further up the food chain you get in devouring each other with technological manipulation, the harder it is to listen and talk. And I don't want to go in the room. I don't want to go. It's like those movies. I cannot watch Halle Berry and Monsters Ball 2. I cannot watch movies with explicit sex scenes from women that, they use to, that might have a connection to King David or something like that. I'm not supposed to be there. It's not my movie. Lord Saladin, I want you to, claim your legacy. This is your destiny, and more husbands for the wives. They got to quit murdering these men off and having these women be lonely and have to take comfort in one another and not want their kids to live in this hell anymore. And we'll see the best way to do that. Stand up for the Lord's Prayer. He's here, living embodiment. Off his chair, off Mariposa. Sang some Galaxy 10 on clearance at the Walmart on Loman. Hello, right in the Valley of Shadow of Death, just like the book said I'd be. Yeah. This is Paul Harvey. You're funny. I know, man. So, thanks for the Pray Connect, Miss Jenny Lenny. Okay. I'll probably take a break, I wonder if it's... I don't know. I think it'd probably be more exhausting for her to talk to me in prayer than me to talk to her in prayer. Because, like when I tried to connect to Stephen Hawking, but he was selfish and an asshole. And then all the selfish assholes that keep her perfectly healthy and perfectly sexy make sure that he's miserable. Yeah. And that's why I keep telling her, I don't want to come back here. I don't want to go to Santa Fe because I don't want to feel the guest room and what happened on the Mesa to make the guest room happen. I don't want to, I love my Natalie so much. And I love my Emily and Kate so much. Okay. And you love all your kids the same, but you appreciate them differently. And when you're the product of science projects from perverts who have done horrible things to keep you all apart, guys, it's very tangible. Okay, remember how Emily liked that second Cinderella movie? That in other lives that people really liked their brother-in-law. Okay. And he made sure that a good husband ended up with her because he wouldn't let the other abusive guys abuse the sister-in-law, right? And she gets the best guys, and guys want to be around the best guy. And, if the guy's like Jesus, like Kai Kugler said, we all want to hang out with Michael Jordan, be part of his entourage. Like you do, I know. He'd get on my nerves, and I'd have to kick his ass at least 3 times on Sunday with him and Magic Johnson, the goddamn Olympic team. Y'all fucking need to quit acting like bitches and play together as a team and stop saying, whose team is this? It's our team. Now shut the fuck up before I kick you all in the dick. All right. Lesson over. Boy, that 5'11" and 3/4 point guard from Northern Arizona University is badass, isn't he? But I didn't get to do it because I had a home invasion from the worst scientific and jealous perverts in the history of jealous perverts in the scientific X community. You've been excommunicated. You have no more communities. You are a human being. You are not a career. You are not a stargazer. You are a human being. If you notice something while gazing at the stars, we'll say, cool. And we won't fight over who we named the cluster of what you think you found up there through that telescope. All right? And turn to a sitcom holding food hostage and then giving you drugs to survive your food being held hostage in the Freon death factories. All righty then. Now let's drive around Altadena in a simulated thing and kill people in the simulation because we drive like shit because we're a theoretical physicist instead of a human being. There you go. Okay, it's funny. Thanks, Jenny Lenny. That was pretty cool. Okay. I like you better when you listen to your kids more than you listen to your billionaire tech support. You know that? Yeah. Once you have found them, never let them go. Okay. You better make sure they come to visit. You keep that prayer with those two. Yeah. I'm still focusing on, like I joked with the kid about not being able to even have a thing to be, somebody's wife and all that stuff. Don't destroy the body you were given because people are trying to destroy the mind you were given by manipulating you with technology to make you think that you don't want to live. You're too beautiful of a woman for that. Okay. She's a beautiful kid. You ever talked with Amy Maribel in prayer? She's so empathetic and so sweet and respectful. And other people are so shitty and mean that she just feels like she doesn't want to be a part of it. And she is a tender-hearted little sweet. I love her so much. She's so cute. And Max is fun. He is, but he doesn't like the abuse and want to be a part of the abuse either. Well, don't participate in the abuse and don't discover yourself for prep. Love and be loved in return. Yeah, go back to Nat King Cole days. And then say, fuck, we're getting fucked. America's afraid of the dark. No, America's afraid of light. Okay, they're not afraid of the dark. They do all their most horrible business shenanigans in the dark. In the light, oh, we're angels. Yeah, fuck you. You need more money to be an angel? Okay, I love you guys. All right, thanks. Good kids. Got good kids, Jenny. Peace.